Hello and welcome to Ears for Dragon, an Eragon reread podcast. I'm your host Charlie.
I'm Nick.
I'm Shan.
And I believe Nick's on summary today.
Yep, so we got three more chapters, and after this there's only 3 more till the end of the book.
3 more
Woohoo.
chapters, no way.
Whoa. What do we got today? We've got Mandrake Root and Newt's Tongue, Hall of the Mountain King, and Arya's Test. So, starting off with Mandrake Root and Newt's Tongue. Eragon and Saphira wake up after going to sleep from the previous chapter, and they're greeted by a little cat. Well, actually a quite large cat at the edge of the cave. This cat is Solemnbomb. He's back, somehow. Solemnbomb notably does a huge jump out of the cave.
And thunks on the ground.
So Eragon follows him down, just kind of wandering about Trondheim, and they run into Angela, who is also back. I think it's very cute that you write a book and put your sister in there, and she's like such a cool character that you put her in there again. Eragon has a wee little catch-up with Angela. They talk about a few things. They talk about Brom. They talk about the Trondheim mushrooms. They talk about Murtagh. Then they talk about shades. And they talk about magic and the twins. And Angela is kind of hinting that she's a very powerful witch.
She's kind of more than hinting.
Yeah. She's like, well, I'm way stronger than those guys. I'm not joining their little magic club. And with that, she says, alright, well, get out of here. I'm making a potion. Don't tell anyone I'm here. And that's about all we have in that chapter. Next up, Hall of the Mountain King. There's a few more things that happen in this one. Eragon is summoned to go meet with High King Hrothgar. I found out that Nerla, one of the dwarves says, good, awake. Nerla Oric waits for you. And Nerla just means dwarf.
I know. I flipped to the back and I was like, is this some kind of like state of address? And it's like, good, Dwarf Oric has been waiting for you. I lost it. I was just like, are you serious?
He's just a dwarf. They're just calling each other dwarf.
Goodman Oric is waiting for you. Pilgrim asks.
Yeah. Anyway.
Dwarf Oric is waiting for him.
Dwarf Oric is waiting for him, and Dwarf Oric takes him over to Dwarf King Hrothgar. I would like to point out that there's 7 dwarves waiting at the portal, which is funny.
I thought it was 7 on either side of the door.
I don't know. There's 7. There's a lot of 7s in there.
7 of dwarves.
7 of dwarves. Hrothgar he's a very magnificent regal figure. He's the 42nd king of all the dwarves, and his throne room is lined with statues of dwarf kings past and empty alcoves for dwarf kings that come after. Hrothgar kind of gives another test of Eragon's intentions. It's like not a cryptic talk, but he's talking about relatively normal political stuff. And I think he just kind of passes those tests, which is nice, or whatever. Eragon leaves. Oric is telling him, hey, about that kid that you blessed? I don't know, something wrong. There's nothing wrong yet, it's just, you shouldn't have done that, maybe. But then Eragon gets distracted by the library, which has a lot of books. Eragon remarks, I'm not sure I'll be able to remember how to read. And he gets a little bit sad as he remembers that Brom taught him how to read. In the library, he gets somewhat ambushed by the twins again, who are up to no good. They're kind of weird with it. They're trying to convince him to join their little magic club. And they're kind of imposing about it. He says he'll mull it over and get back to them tomorrow. In the meantime, saying to Saphira, there's no fucking way. There's no way. Saphira says you should talk to Angela about that, because She knows more about it. And as Eragon walks back to the Dragonhold, there is someone else there. A woman with an air of leadership.
Mm-hmm.
This young woman is Nasuada? Nasueda? I've never really thought about how to verbalize this.
I always say Nasawada, but
Yeah,
I'm gonna see if
Nasuada.
it's in the pronunciation guide.
Yeah.
God, my speaker, I'm so sorry.
Nasuada, Ajihad's daughter. She's kind of there to greet Eragon and doesn't really say too much. She does tell Eragon that he should go visit Murtagh. And that's about all she has to say. Then we see Solumbum and Saphira hanging out. And that's the end of that chapter. Alright.
Oh, guys, we should have looked at this a few more times, I have to say.
What have we been getting wrong?
What have we been doing?
So it's Gilead, not Gilead.
Okay.
It's Murtagh. not
Murtagh?
Murtagh.
That's wrong. That's just wrong.
Yeah, he's just wrong.
It's Ajihad, not
Ajihad?
Ajihad.
Yeah.
I mean, good for him, but I'm not going to say any of this.
We'll chalk it up to accent. It's okay.
Yeah, we're foreign.
Yeah.
I love the Allegasias. Allegazia.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of Rail. Rail!
All capital.
Term. Well, at least
Bro, we haven't finished the summary.
we've been saying Trondheim right. Alright, Arya's test. Arya. His test. Eragon heads to the training grounds where he is to be tested by Ajihad. There's all sorts of people there, most like humans and dwarves of all different backgrounds, fighting with all sorts of weapons, which I think is very cool. They get introduced to one of the training leaders, whose name is Frederick, who has a giant sword. Pretty cool. Again, the twins arrive out of nowhere, saying, before Eragon goes through his physical testing, we want to do the mental magic testing first. Ambushing him with a task of very simple magic tests, although the whole time they're trying to get in the way and disrupt him and stop him from doing whatever. And this seems to be a sort of ruse to get him to reveal more words in the ancient language that they can steal from him. With the help of Saphira's dragon magic, he mostly bests them or passes their tests until they give him the task to summon the essence of silver. Eragon is mid-breath about to do this task when he is stopped by a cool, crisp voice that silences the whole field. This voice belongs to Arya, the elf. Finally making a proper physical appearance.
A person.
Finally
She's
a person.
alive.
She gets a long description of being a person for a little bit.
Yep.
We'll get to it. She kind of points out that the twins have given Eragon a impossible task. She shames the twins, does the impossible magic task, and then they run away.
They literally sprint away.
They
It's
sprint
so
away.
funny.
They turn on heel. It keeps flapping in the wind. Before Eragon can say anything, Arya challenges him to a duel, which is kind of her test. And they have a cool sparring session in which Arya is testing out Eragon's sword abilities. And after she bests him in the duel, she indicates that they should head over to a nearby knoll and talk about just the situation. I don't know. We get a brief history of how Arya got captured. She got captured by Durza the Shade. Many awful things happened to her. but she intends to. The long and short is that she intends to continue working with Ajihad and the Varden for a little bit. But she does want Eragon to accompany her to Elismera, the Elvish civilization, to continue his rider training. And to that, Eragon says, maybe not right now, not really sure. He is being pulled in many directions right now. There's a few more things. Arya has a look at Brom's ring and tells Eragon that he should keep it as a symbol for being a friend to all elves. And after this, they walk back to Farthendur. Eragon goes to visit Murtagh, thinking that he's going to be in some hellish solitary tower. But he's fine. He's okay. He's in a quite nice little room. I don't think it has windows, but it has like a desk and it has
There's
books.
a lot of other things.
It's got enrichment in there. He's got his favorite music on.
The window isn't open, but that's okay.
Yeah, that's okay. Murtagh kind of laughs at Eragon, saying like, haha, you thought I was going to be in a dungeon. And it's like, to be fair, that is kind of the impression.
To be fair, they dragged you away to the dungeons.
Yeah, they dragged you to the dungeons. Yeah, Murtagh's doing fine. He's comfortable, and he's feeling like he's kind of in a strangely peaceful situation. He points out that even if he had his freedom, he wouldn't really want to be walking around all of the Varden anyway, because they don't like him. And he says, for now, I am content.
And that's us.
All right.
You're right.
So let's start with
Eragon waking up, and he has tossed and turned so much he's on top of his blanket.
Freak.
Just like me for real.
Weirdo. Complete weirdo. Strange thing to do.
I've never been on top of my blankets. When
Yeah, it
waking
seems
up,
like a lot.
actually. But they have been completely on the floor.
I think I've only flung my blankets off of me when I've been really sick. Like,
Well,
high
if it's
fever.
like really hot, then yeah.
Well, yeah, but then you're awake and you're doing it, you know.
I guess.
Unless being really hot doesn't wake you guys up, I don't know. It's very easy to wake me up. I think my first note here is that these chapters feel like so calm before the storm.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, something's coming.
Oh, everything's so good. I love it here.
Everything's
Oh,
fine.
everything's so
I have
peaceful
no
and nice.
intent
With,
to leave.
with 3 chapters left, I'm feeling really good about this one.
Yeah. Things are fine, actually.
I think everything's going to be okay for Eragon, and he's going to get to train for several years before he has to take
He's
over
going
and
to
kill
be
the
so
Emperor.
strong and ready before his next battle experience.
It's okay.
Yeah, I bet we're going to get to the next book.
Yeah, it's good. It's good actually, and it's
Everything's
fine.
fine, everything's
Nothing's
fine.
going to happen. He's reflecting on Murtagh being captured, and he says, Eragon could not accept it in good conscience, knowing that intentionally or not he had led Murtagh to his imprisonment.
I think it was pretty intentional.
I don't think that you can say it's unintentional, Eragon.
We didn't mean to take
Well,
him to go to prison.
He meant to do
over and over.
the exact series of things that caused him to go to prison, knowing it would cause him to go to prison, but ignoring it.
I think, to be fair, he only knew that it would send him to prison like halfway down that valley. He only got the Morzan reveal kind of late.
Yeah, but that
Yeah.
only matters because he wasn't listening the whole time
Yeah.
before then when Murtagh was saying, I extremely cannot go there, I mean this.
He does love not listening to people. He's
If he
kind of
had been
addicted to it.
listening the whole time.
But I love the lens of like, oh man, who could have stopped this?
Yeah, who could have seen this coming?
Oh, I wish there had
Murtagh
been
banging
some
on
way
the
to
glass
stop
like,
this from-
whoa.
Let me out.
Yeah, no, he's not a self-reflective person, I don't find. I am so glad Solemnbum is here.
Love him.
Yes.
He's
He's
such
got
a
red
cunt.
eyes.
He does. He's the
Insane.
perfect OC of the world ever.
Baddest little boy around.
And he's such a bitch,
Oh,
and he rules.
he's so good.
Yeah, I think my major note for this chapter is that I think one thing like Paulini does really well, even like this early in the series, is making his non-human characters. I mean, it doesn't come across with the dwarves as much, but like they're like just clearly they're obviously
just, like,
people,
not human.
but they're not human, and they're not behaving in a way that a human being like would in this situation. And
Yeah.
he's
I
just
think
like,
it's cool.
yeah, I'm a cat boy. I can do whatever I want.
I'm
yeah,
mostly
just, like,
cat and I can jump a huge distance.
I can jump 20 feet down to the ground and it's fine. Yeah, like they have a totally different perspective to Eragon, which is like, I don't know, it's nice texture to the
Yeah.
world building and stuff. And I feel like a lot of fantasy, you just have non-humans who are just like, I'm a human being, but I'm tall and I have pointy ears. Ooh, it's like, no, you need to be a giga freak who like thinks completely differently. You're a different species.
To be fair, a bunch of the humans are also Giga Freaks.
Well, yes. I don't know if the twins are human beings. There's something really wrong with them.
There's something really wrong
I'm
with them.
obsessed with those guys. We're not there yet. But yeah, no, that's...
Angela's a bit of a freak.
Angela rules. Angela might be my favourite character.
It's like freak positive Angela and like freak negative at twins.
Yes, absolutely. She just doesn't give a fuck at all about anything.
She's on her own time.
She's
running
She's hard chilling 24/7 and making
And
her
she's, like,
bubbling green flasks
extremely
of potion.
famous.
Yeah.
Yeah, she got into.
Angela, you
she
will
got
always
into
be famous.
Trondheim.
Be famous.
Yeah, she got in there and the guards were like, I don't know who you are, whatever.
You have a lot of plants with you though. I guess we can let you in.
Yeah, whatever.
I love the description. Everywhere she goes, she makes her little hobbit hole. It's gorgeous. The description of her room is so
It's
beautiful.
so good. I love the, like, she got in past the guards, no problem. They're like, yeah, whatever, come in. And then at some point, when it's like, okay, time for you to do your mental screening, the twins saw her and were like, go right on in.
That's really scary. I don't want to deal with that.
Oh god.
I love that she's in hiding
here.
from, like, their shitty
groupies.
club. Like, the people from the Wandering Path, I'm not going to try the ancient language one, or do something, are just, like, hounding her around Trondheim, and she's like, I gotta get out there, I gotta get the
I'm
fuck
not
out of
into
here.
this.
No.
Because all they can do is, like, heal a bruise.
Yeah.
They're babies to her. She doesn't care.
I like that on the first thing Eragon is saying to Angela is like, you killed Brom. You made the fortune telling.
You predicted. She's
You
like,
did this.
I didn't know it was going to be
Like,
him.
oh shit.
She's like, oh, that was all, me laughing about him was a bit insensitive then.
I make a lot of predictions.
Yeah, I wish she'd had a little bit of a giggle again, because frankly, it's pretty funny.
I am obsessed with Eragon being like, Brom never mentioned a woman to me.
Yeah, you're 15.
Yeah, Brom
Brom never told me of
mentioned-
his sexual exploits.
Yeah.
I should have figured out you're a writer.
He never said anything. I assumed he was, never knew the touch of a woman.
My grandpa is celibate, and that's how I'm keeping it in my
He
mind.
says later on, like, imagine Ajihad, the man to have a wife.
I know, that's
Just not thinking about
I took
it.
multiple notes about this, about Eragon. It's like as if he has no concept of why a man could possibly desire a woman, and then spends 3 pages talking about how beautiful Arya is. And it's like, oh my god.
The end of the final chapter we read is Murtagh clearly having a little crush on
Yeah.
Naswada, and he's like, this is weird, this
What
is
the hell?
creepy, I don't like this.
Yeah.
He like has a sense of, Murtagh's literally like, she's so beautiful, I can't believe it, and Eragon's like,
Ew.
Bro.
Bro.
bro,
What's wrong with
he has a
you?
sense of foreboding. It's like,
Like,
dude,
what do you
he
mean by
just
this?
likes her, like, chill out.
Yeah, he thinks she's really pretty.
Yeah.
Do you think, I mean, he's been kind of, the only, like, exposure to relationships he's really had is Roran and Katrina, and he was their little messenger boy. So I think he might have a bit of resentment left over.
Maybe he's thinking about how his new duty as a writer is telling people who they should marry.
I know.
Yeah.
That is the worst thing you could ask
Weighing
from him.
heavily on his mind.
He's got
Oh,
no
no.
idea what's going on. But yeah, no, he just doesn't get it.
He just
at
doesn't
all.
get it. It's
crack
great.
up.
I love it.
I also love that Brom's fate is being forever to be the greatest flop of all time.
Aw.
Yeah.
Like Angela says, like, oh, she uses Word, which so
It's kind of funny.
uses
I'm
all
sick
the
of
time.
Word.
You don't like Word?
Word.
The documents, you don't like them? But yeah, she uses the same word that Saphira keeps using, and she's like, oh yeah, his like fate was to fail at every single
To
task.
be the biggest
Except
fail
for
guy.
killing
That's right.
Morzan.
Yeah, he kills Morzan, and then just everything's downhill. Well, it's downhill
Before
to
and
Morzan,
after.
and then it's down our hill forever. Like, stop trying, dude. Well, I guess he did. He got Eragon out of this, so that's nice of him. Oh,
Yeah, he didn't finish training him, he flopped on
he
that
did.
too.
He did.
That's explicitly one of the examples.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, Brom, you flopped.
You fated to flop.
Yeah.
It's just sad. Well, no, it's not. Fuck him. But I just love that she's known it the whole time as well. Like, back in Terum, she's like, Brom, oh, the guy who sucks and is going to suck for the rest of his life. Lol. Like,
That's the guy you're traveling with?
oh, good luck, buddy.
And that's also how she figured out that Eragon was probably a writer.
Yeah.
Okay, what else?
Okay, she's here for the mushrooms.
Oh yeah, the mushroom
She-
stuff is very cute.
She doesn't really like the dwarves. Or it's not a dislike, it's
She's just not interested in them at all.
No.
I don't think she likes being underground particularly much.
No.
But yeah, I feel like this seems like such a breath of fresh air from how serious everyone's
Yeah.
been for
Yeah,
so long.
it's cute.
She's just so funny and silly and goofy.
Mm.
And she's just like there and having a good time and laughing at everyone. Because
She
Except
kind
for
of
how
like-
much she hates the shade and wants to tear his heart out
Yes.
with a hat pin.
Oh, yeah.
she wants to like eat him.
Oh my God.
She's so mad. Yeah, we get some cool shade lore in this, which is that only 2 of them have ever been killed.
That
Ugh.
the shade
doesn't feel
population
right.
must
No,
be
that's-
insane if sorcerers can accidentally become shades.
Like, that should be the biggest threat in the world, is just like the scary guy around the corner all the time. The Hat Man is coming for everybody in Alligator.
I think this is only 2 people have survived killing
Aw.
shades.
Okay, that makes more sense.
That makes more sense. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking like Ajahad is
wait.
kind of a baddie going up against Urza and living.
Maybe only 2 shades have been created. No. Once a shade is created, it's terribly difficult to kill. As I'm sure you know, only 2 people, Leitri the elf and Ernstad the writer, ever survived that feat. I think that's
Yeah.
the shades are killing everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess that, like, you could, you're not likely to survive the battle in which you kill the shade.
Yeah.
Okay.
That makes a
kinda
lot
sense.
more sense, because otherwise the shade population,
Through the roof.
Absurd.
we need some population management in here.
You need to be sitting baiting traps. I do love that line as I'm sure you know, only these 2 and it's like,
Yeah.
why would he?
Well, and
doesn't
the
he
thing,
know this?
no,
does
the
know.
thing is, he
He's heard
says,
the stories.
yes, I know this, and then immediately changes the subject. Like, he doesn't care at all. This is so important, Eragon.
Yeah, actually,
man.
something that I picked up in these 3 chapters particularly is there's a lot of like non sequiturs in the conversation where I feel like either it wasn't put in or like some like kind of joining
Yeah.
parts were taken
There's
out. Like,
no
Yeah.
bridge in this.
Yeah.
He says, I've heard the stories. Eragon gestured at the room. Why are you living so high up in Trondheim?
like even that is like more continuation from later when he's talking to like the High King, and the High King gives him some like big spiel and then is like, anyway, can I see your sword? And it's just like it cuts off and just like goes in a completely different direction, and it happens when he's talking to Arya later as well. It's just kind of,
Maybe it's like
I'm
some of the lore
interpreting
got
like a kind
edited
of-
out.
I think so.
I'm interpreting like a kind of awkward long pause while he just stands there waiting for them to say something new. And they're like, oh, gives us a look on the sword.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Whatever.
I don't imagine Eragon brings a whole lot to the conversation.
No, he is being told a lot of things.
He's very used to
in these
standing there and
chapters.
letting people talk to him.
Yeah.
I think my last one in this is that Angela calls the twins.
She uses an Urgle word.
It's an I see. I wasn't even looking back there.
It's an Urgle
Oh,
word.
really?
I thought it was Dwarven, but I went and checked and it's an Urgle word.
Yeah, I couldn't see it in the Dwarvish, so I just gave up. That's really cool. What does it mean? No, she calls them Drajil.
Let me... Dragil... Spawn of maggots.
Mean. One of
Ooh.
the like few Urgle words we get.
Yeah.
Well, she's right. They suck. But that's really cool that she like knows some Urgle.
That's
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, I like how much.
But again, she says this and Eragon doesn't ask, what is that
What,
word?
what did you say?
he just goes, okay.
How different is the Urgle language? Like, do you think it's guttural grunting kind of?
It is described as being very harsh.
Yeah.
But that is like typically how you describe the language of a people that you're trying to
The
like
monstrous
the
orc
evil
race.
guys.
Yeah.
The entirety of the words we have in Urgle are Dragil, Ithrozada, Kazjiatil Trazid, Altragbag, and Ushnak.
Yeah, it seems like it's a combo of like what you would get for Orcish out of like an old D&D book and just like something with a lot of Z's in it.
Yeah.
which like interesting to see that developed later. But I like how much we are getting just like random terms used and not explained in the text. Like that's
I'm
really
obsessed with how
naturalistic and
much
fun.
our friend Dwarf Auric is just saying oi.
Yeah, he loves
And
it.
it just means yes, but he's just like oi.
I'm just imagining him as being like from North Dakota,
Yeah,
basically.
Oi.
Oi. What else does she say? Oh, she says she's going to turn them all into toads. Frogs, I mean.
Frogs.
Yeah, I love. She's
That's
so
a
fun.
cute continuation from the first time we see her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and she's like, my brew of mandrake root and nuke's tongue is almost finished. It's like, what's actually in there?
What the fuck is going on
Yeah.
there?
Well,
I do not buy them.
no, Newt's Eye of Newt is mustard seed, but she's not using Eye of Newt. She's using actual tongue.
Newt's tongue.
Yeah, she's.
No, I think she's saying something stereotypical. I think there's something secret in there.
Oh, I think she's saying the name of the chapter.
In her bright green acid bubbling flasks that Eragon is sitting between the entire time. I'm just imagining like.
Is he on the floor?
Yeah, he's on the floor.
Yeah.
She's on the only
She's
chair.
got one chair and she says, take a seat on the floor.
And he goes, okay.
Okay.
Between your potions, sure thing. What is she like? Is she selling these? Is she just making them for fun?
I think she's just making them.
Maybe they're like just insane power-ups. She brews one for a few months and drinks it.
Gets really
Like
strong.
Asterix.
Just like Asterix. What else is there? There's not really much else
That's
here.
like basically the end. She's
Yeah.
like, my potion is brewing.
Alright, get out.
Leave.
Yeah, it's 5 pages. It's not a lot.
Yeah.
But it's nice. It's a good break to see her. I really like her.
Yeah.
She just shows up through the whole series, so we will see Angela again.
She doesn't really change very much
No.
through the whole series, which
She
is
doesn't
good.
need to. She's
She's
swag.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's more women in this book now, thank God. They got to, like, a place...
Two.
Hey! There's another one
3.
coming! 3 of them!
3.
Hey! What a world we live in. Alright, Hall of the Mountain King.
Why does this dwarf have a thick accent?
I think it's implied that, like, Auric knows the common language quite well, and that dwarf and maybe several, like, the general dwarf population just, like, mostly speaks Dwarvish, because, like, what
Yeah.
need would they have to speak the human language
That makes sense.
if they're just living under the mountains all the time and they never hang out with people? I mean,
When I
humans.
talked to the
Yeah, because I
4,000
mean,
people.
yeah, there was mostly dwarves there before all the humans in the Varden
Yeah.
came
Yeah,
there.
and this guy seems like he's working directly for the king, so, like, he's not a Varden soldier or whatever.
Yeah.
Which
Well, I'm not sure any of them are Varden soldiers.
Yeah, no, you're right.
It was
Hrothgar's,
Auric was like working with them as like symbolically.
Kind of like an
basically.
emissary, yeah.
yeah, I think Hrothgar's, like, pledged a couple
Nephews or whatever.
yeah, some dwarfs to the cause, but I'm not really sure what the the like military strategy side of things is.
Pledge some dwarves to the cause.
Yeah, I don't know, I kind of want to know what Auric's accent sounds like.
No.
That's the shame of
What
the written
dialect
word.
did you learn?
Yeah, it kind of sounds like Gimli dwarf in my head, but
That's what dwarves sound
that's what
like.
dwarves sound like.
Simply.
I like the description of the throne room.
There's a lot of description in this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The throne room is so dope. Did I have anything
Is
before
it
that?
the seven-pointed crown was carved across both doors, and 7 dwarves stood side on each
On
side.
each side, yeah.
Oh, why is it called a portal?
Yeah, why did you call it a portal?
It's a door.
A portal is a door. It's a doorway.
What, we've got portals in our house now?
Well, it's the same word, same origin.
I guess, yeah, it's a fantasy book. Well,
Yeah.
I'll let it slide. I like that the guard dwarves are standing there with mattocks, which are literally like fucking pickaxes.
Yeah, they
They're
got
standing there with
pickaxes.
mining tools. Like, we get it, you mine and craft, okay?
They've got gem encrusted belts. These guys are mining and
They
crafting
are
at all
dripped
times.
Yeah.
They got full diamond armor, dude. But no swords.
And like his crown is a helm.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's so
that's
fun.
fun.
So sick. And his beard is so long it's tucked into his belt.
I was reading it and thinking, like,
Why would you do that?
yeah, wouldn't it get stuck and be like tugging on you? And be
It's so long
uncomfortable?
he can tuck it into his belt and still have some slack.
Yeah.
There's a lot of beard. That would have taken a very long time to grow. But yeah, no, the description...
He's just chilling out in his chair with a warhammer.
That's true, he does nothing
I
all
wanna
day.
talk about the throne. It's
Yes.
like it's square in my mind. It's square
It
and
is.
flat and very 90-degree angle, and that's intentional too. To say it's supposed to be uncomfortable, so no ruler is comfortable on the throne. That's fun.
I love when people make
I
being
like
the king
it.
suck.
He says, when I die, I'm going to be so glad I don't have to be king anymore.
Yeah.
Fuck this rock.
Fuck this
I hate
rock.
it.
I'm old, even for us. I'm fucking old.
I'm old as balls.
Yeah. He says that the dwarves have been ruling under Fathendor for 8 millennia.
Not a long time.
Not super long.
Not super long.
8,000 years is a long time.
I've got some myths. I have some things to say, but can you do yours first?
Well, what's your myths?
Well, this is like if every dwarf is living for 200 years. That's 40 generations.
Every king has been.
Yeah.
That's every king has been a
Every
king
king.
for about just under 200 years. That's not their entire lifespan because you aren't. They are elected kings. They're not born king. Yeah, and that's only how long they've had their throne room in Fathendor.
Oh, actually true. I think I misinterpreted it as that's how long dwarves have been around, and like that is straight up just like if you're a. I put them at living like 300 years-ish.
Yeah.
If you're like a really long-lived race, 8,000 years is
Well,
only...
they said that it took
They mentioned that like one of the
like 10
dwarves,
generations
found
to
it.
build this fucking
Yeah.
city. So like they came in and were like, hey, check this out, and built it instantly.
Yeah, like, I think like a 8 millennia in human lifespans is 320-ish generations.
Yeah.
And for them, so 8,000 years is like 100 generations, which like is quite a lot, to be fair. But I think I was thinking in the wrong sphere and thinking about like, if that's how long dwarves have been around full stop, that's no time at all. But if
Yeah,
that's how long
right.
they've been ruling this specific...
Okay, no, it does actually say since the dawn
I
of
think
our
it's the-
race.
yeah.
Which means that everyone else has been there way less than that.
Way
I would
less.
say that probably means that like the elves have only been
I
there
think just like the land is
like
very
a couple thousand years.
very young. Or our author didn't really have much anthropological knowledge.
Yeah, I don't think he really had like scope for the like a lot of people don't have a huge grasp on like the scope of human history. Like 10,000 years ago is agriculture, but also that's not very long at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, since they were dwarves, if there was something else before that, probably.
I think they got made out of rocks by a woman from the ocean.
Yeah, I think it's a made out of rock situation.
Yeah, but is it that, or is that you're assuming that all dwarves are like that? We haven't heard anything about dwarf religion.
Not yet. No,
It's-
you get a huge spiel about dwarf religion. It's really cool. Like
Yeah.
ages later. I don't know.
Ages
what book it
later.
is.
It
And
might be
also,
third
it
book.
seems like this book doesn't care much about religion. It might not be real.
Yes, true. Actually, they may have made it all up.
But it is like creation myth.
But also, if they were creation myth, then that's no problem. You don't have to worry about. They were just made as dwarves and they were ready to go.
Also true.
Then that
Actually
doesn't
true.
matter.
They didn't have to fuck around in the wilds
They
for
didn't need to evolve
150,000
anything.
years.
That should
Yeah.
be better.
This does have the silly nitpick tag on
Yeah.
it. Don't worry.
The dwarves get the creation myth, the dragons are just there, and the elves and the humans migrated from elsewhere. And
Just showed up.
They just showed up.
Yeah.
This happened somewhere within 8,000 years.
Yeah,
Sure.
I do love that dwarves and dragons are like the originals though, and
Yeah.
that they are fucking fighting. They do not like each other.
Stealing
we
my
talk
golden
about,
coins.
Hrothgar also talks to Saphira.
Yeah.
And Saphira's like, I'm here to kill.
Yeah, she goes sicko mode.
Yeah, she got. Eragon's like, I don't really want to leave here because I'm very tired and I want to recover a bit. So yeah, I'm gonna stay here until I get sent to the elves, I guess. But I mean, I do care about like fighting the Empire, I guess. And Saphira's like, I want to bathe in the blood of my enemies.
For real. So Eragon just says his like, I'm gonna fight the Empire, whatever. And the king asks Saphira for her opinion, and she says, "Tell him that I thirst for the blood of our enemies, and eagerly await the day when we ride to battle against Galbatorix. I've no love or mercy for traitors and egg breakers like that false king. He held me for over a century, and even now still has 2 of my brethren, who I will free if possible. And tell Hrothgar, I think you're ready for this task." It's like, girl, calm down.
Calm down. He is not ready
He's
for
not.
this task.
Everyone grimaces at the word. Like, I'm not sure I
Oh,
want to
sorry,
say that.
she's being
Or-
insane again.
Has to say all of it.
He does say all of it, and Hrothgar kind of like has a bit of a smile like that. Like,
Like,
I see dragons are still fucking insane.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
the same thing. Like, dragons have not changed it at
Because
all.
he's old enough to just have known riders and dragons.
True.
Yeah, Eragon has to stand there being like, sorry, she eats people. I do like that it clarifies, and like we know this obviously.
A
But
mention of the other two eggs.
the other two eggs is dope. That is like a good kind of foreshadowing, but also like that Eragon has absolutely no interest in having any power over anyone.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to be the king.
Yeah, like everybody's like, once you kill Galbatorix, you become Galbatorix, right? And he's like,
What?
no, I'm gonna go away.
Well, they're kind of asking that in a like, once you kill Galbatorix, do you want to be Galbatorix? And he, like,
please don't
Please
be
don't be
Galbatorix.
like, new problem.
Yeah.
He's like, I really, unless like everyone else is really, really bad, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, they're all kind of like, why shouldn't the largest dragon rider simply eat the smallest to him?
Well, they're not even like that because he's saying.
Hrothgar's like that god.
No race should have a leader who does not age or leave the throne, which our beautiful and beloved listeners, any of you who've read all 4 books, I've got fucking thoughts that I will not speak on.
Yeah, because I haven't read the last book, so I don't know what happens.
I've ranted about this about like 6 times, so but your memory is bad, so it's fine.
It's okay, you can tell me the same thing 6 times and I won't even notice.
No spoilers.
Spoilers don't work on me.
Spoilers a couple years ago don't matter.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
There are other grievances from the last book.
Me and you listeners, you know at the end what I'm talking about and I'm mad about.
Unless you're reading Eragon for the first time with this podcast, in which case I love you, but you're completely insane.
In which case, keep an eye out in
which
like
case,
2
I hope you're
years
having
when
a
we
good
get
time.
to the last one.
Yeah.
I haven't done the maths on how long it's going to take us, but whenever we get there, be on the fucking lookout and you'll know.
And those books get longer.
They get big as hell, and the chapters get long as well.
Let's focus on this one first.
Yeah, so the weird, like, continuity thing here is that Hrothgar is, like, doing the warning of, like, nobody should be on the throne and live forever, whatever. Yeah, like, they will never rise again, talking about the riders, not even if Galbatorix's other eggs were to hatch. And then...
I don't think this is that weird.
I found
He's
it really
talking about
jarring.
how
He's
the
kinda
riders will
judging,
never
like-
come back. He looks at him a bit, sees a rider's sword that from an evil rider and says, can I look at that? I wish it wasn't here. Like,
I think
there's a connective tissue there.
That is true. I think what gets me, like, kind of pulled me out a little bit the most was that Eragon just doesn't respond to any of this.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
Well,
It doesn't get a
Saphira told
chance.
him to bring Zarok earlier, and he's like, are you sure? I don't think we should bring it because of the implications of Zarok. It's like, he's already been thinking about it, so having someone be like, hey, the implications of Zarok, he's like, yep.
Yep, sure is.
And then he hands it over.
Like, he's already discussed this at the beginning of this chapter.
We discussed, like, the chapters before that some of the dwarves were around when Morzan was going around killing
Yeah, like,
people.
quite a few of them.
Most
Yeah,
of them.
most of them.
Like, that was only...
Unless
It was like,
they're
it was like 40 years ago, right?
like
Yeah.
100 years ago. Morzan was killed, like, less than 20 years ago.
Yeah.
I think Murtagh was like 4 or 5 when his dad was killed, so he's 19, so like Morzan died 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like...
Wait, this is lining up with something.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway.
Yeah,
So I should hope that most
So
of the
I think-
dwarves are still
fucking
alive.
Everyone would
Archiehead
agree with them.
was
What the hell?
around.
Yeah.
Archiehead was already the leader of the Varden when that happened.
Why do they make it out of a big deal? It's like some of these guys were around when Morzan was still doing shit. Like,
And some of them were children. Some of them were
Wait a
around,
minute.
and some of them are babies.
They must have had the craziest party when that guy died. Just like bawling hard for
Oh my god, the
days.
fucking dwarven tunes.
You know they have the hurdy-gurdy.
You know they have big ass drums. The dwarven D&B game.
Sick and
Insane.
twisted.
Sick.
Out the wazoo.
Imagine the cave acoustics.
Oh, also, like, I know we kind of breezed past it, but I love that the throne room's a natural cave with, like,
Yeah.
stalagmites
Oh,
and stuff.
yeah.
Like, it's creepy in there. Like, it's a really weird, scary
It's a
throne
natural
room.
cave with a like mirror polished floor.
Yeah.
And this is like compared to everywhere else being intentionally carved.
And also, like, everywhere else is pretty, apart from when you kind of go deeper into the scary bath or whatever, everywhere in Throne is, like, pretty well lit.
Yeah.
And this is like a dimly lit, scary cave with an old guy at the end of it, and it's completely empty.
If there were too many lights, he'd probably go blind.
Yeah,
So
it's
for him.
just so dwarf. I love it. I think it's
Yeah.
really cool.
Hrothgar has some words about the elven sword.
About how good elven swords
Yeah.
are, but
Yeah.
they don't make them very much.
I thought that was cool. Like, we're getting you get a good grip on the like material culture, I guess. Like
Yeah.
like especially for weaponry, like those dwarves are using pickaxes to kill people. Like they all have axes and like those guys
Like
have
hammers,
mattock.
pickaxes.
Classic dwarf stuff. But
Yeah.
I just love that like it's just
And
like
elves prefer bows and arrows, but when they make swords, they're insane.
And they usually use spears, which I think is like really.
That's very elf also.
It's very elf, and like it makes for a really dynamic fighting style and stuff. I think it's dope. I think it's very, very cool. And then humans use swords, I guess.
Humans use
But they're
pitchforks.
Yeah, that guy using
That guy
the pitchfork
with
is so
Let's
good.
go.
Yeah. I thought Auric is his nephew.
Auric is his nephew.
And he's like, oh, he didn't immediately tell you that I'm his uncle. He's like, oh, you don't know?
Man, Auric is so humble.
Dwarf Auric.
Dwarf Auric.
I love him.
I see that Neural is stone and Nerla is dwarf.
Yeah.
Because it's like
We're
just
stone guys.
guy of
Hey.
stone.
Are dwarves intrinsically feminine? Let's discuss.
Well, it depends. Yes.
I don't know if this. I was gonna say I don't know if Eragon dwarves have the men and women look like the same.
Yeah, we have
We
not met a
haven't-
single
we haven't
female
met.
dwarf, maybe. But I
Maybe
do
we have.
love
We just didn't know.
when people write dwarves and they're like, there's one gender, it's dwarf, you're a dwarf. Well, Terry Pratchett did such a good job on those motherfuckers. Yeah, if the female dwarves don't have beards, cop out, blow your book up. I don't
kind
want
of
to keep
feel
reading
like
it.
he said that I kind of feel like
I
I
think
saw
they
some
have beards.
female dwarves with beards when he walked into the cabin.
Okay, I might go back and check that in my own time.
Mhm.
Because that is my like major beef with anybody doing dwarf stuff is when they completely cop out on the female dwarves and they're just like short women, and it's like, well,
But what if they were a
We already
dwarf?
have those.
what if they were awesome? Like, what if they had swag? I don't know.
What if they had an axe?
It's just so World of Warcraft ass, like here's the male of the race that you get to play, and he's like so big and swag and like scary looking and
And there's
beefy.
the default woman
And
model.
default woman is just like, I am a goblin. Like, it's so annoying. Like, I think the trolls especially, I used to play quite a bit of WoW when I was like 11 on a cracked server. And the trolls are so bad. Like, the dudes of that look crazy and really cool, and then the women are just like
They're just like green humans.
green, tall, big boobied, like women
Notably.
with
Green bitch
three
face.
fingers and some like very small tusks, and it's like, come on, guys.
Come on, guys.
You could have swagged it and you chose not
Yeah.
to because of misogyny. I hate you.
When he walks into the cabin the first time, he sees children, he sees men, he sees women, and he sees dwarves.
Ah.
Yes!
Dwarves.
It's like,
So who knows?
Who knows?
do you think he thinks something really bad has happened to all the women? It's like, hey guys.
As we've discussed, Eragon does
Doesn't
not
think
consider
about-
women at all.
No, you're right, he does not think about women.
Simply.
He considers one woman quite strongly.
Well, he considers
We'll get to
Arya,
that.
but she's an elf. He's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
elf.
The elf.
Do you think he would
The
be
elf
like this for a
woman.
man elf?
I don't know.
An elf?
Do you think there's homophobia in Allegazia? I think yes.
That's not what I'm asking. I'm saying, do you think that Eragon's bisexual?
Oh no, okay, so this leads into it is do you think that he would realise it?
He
you
doesn't
know?
see. He barely seems to realize he's attracted to her.
He's got nothing going
He
on.
just
Sarah-
doesn't know. He just doesn't know
Saphira's
at
like,
all.
hey, I think that you perhaps are like, warm for her form or whatever. And he's like, no.
Never. Don't say shit like that to me, bro. When he leaves the throne room and Saphira's like, yeah, I'm gonna go visit somebody, and he's like, who is it? And she winks at
She
him.
winks.
It just leaves.
So
She is so cute and awesome in these chapters. I love her so much. She's getting so much more to do. It must suck being her, though. Like, she's a fully realised person, and it's not her fault she's a quadruped. And everywhere she goes, very small hallways, and everyone's like, you can't walk through here, you'll draw attention to yourself. And it's like, yeah,
was able-
I live like this.
the staircase to the throne room is so big a dragon can walk down
Yeah,
it.
that is
That's
like,
crazy.
a lot of these spaces are big enough for her, which is nice.
Yeah, it's just not the like dwarf only.
The dwarf only
zone.
underground zone.
God zone, dwarf
It's
zone.
a dwarf zone. But yeah, I just think I'd be lonely and nobody talks to her.
Wow, that's not true. She's meeting someone.
That's true, actually.
Yeah.
It's so funny. They are so fucking funny. Should we head to the library with Eragon?
Yeah. There's There's stuff in the library.
There's lots
it's
of
a
stuff
cool
in the
library.
library. It's a very cool library indeed.
I'm obsessed with him being like, oh my god, reading.
Brom
Love to read.
Brom knew letters.
Brom taught me letters.
What's he gonna do every time he's casting a spell? Like, Brom knew how to do spells.
Breaking down in the middle of a sword fight, like, Brom taught me how to duel.
Brom hit me with a stick just like this.
Yeah, no, he's still... I mean, understandably, Brom died about a week and a half ago.
No, it's been months.
Has it?
Yeah.
Oh, right, no, he was all fucked up and had to, like, travel to, Gallade.
It took them a month and a half to get to Gallade because his ribs were broken.
Yeah,
He died
okay.
before that.
It's been ages, get over
It's
it.
been ages.
Get over it, child. The dwarves use the same letters as humans.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, I was a bit
I think
sad,
that
though.
I was a bit... Yeah, but it answers and asks more questions that I have, because when he was walking through the throne room...
There were runes,
He was like,
right?
there were runes with names on them. And he's like... And I was just like, how do you know their names if they're runes? But now it's like, well, why are they runes if they're letters you know?
Yeah.
It does say that they don't. He never calls it.
Maybe
runes,
they're cards
though. He
differently.
says, letters. I mean, where is it?
I guess he calls all
maybe
letters
everything's
runes. Yeah.
I think he does. Hold on. Yeah. Surprisingly, dwarves use the same runes to write as
I
humans.
see.
I wonder if the dwarves script was first, if the dwarves were around
definitely.
first, right?
Absolutely. I just flicked to the front of my notebook like it was
Maybe,
going to have the map in it.
Maybe the gods were lazy and they didn't come up with separate ones. So they're like, oh shit, we copied each other.
Yeah,
My
like
guys and your guys are writing the same way.
the compass on the map has runes for the like points of it.
The
and I think-
directions, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's probably like the alphabet that they're using,
Yeah.
which looks very like dwarvish runic kind of alphabet.
Yeah.
I love that
believe
he still settles on a like 10th century book of poetry from a king. It's like
Yeah, it's a translation of a book of poetry.
I'm not sure he really cares about that, but that was very cute. Like he has anything to read, and he's not just picking up like a shonen manga.
He's just standing in the aisle reading it as well. He hasn't like taken it to
He's
a
just
nook.
standing there.
Yeah.
And then
Then the freak twins arrive.
well, he has. I'm gonna say I think Eragon may have, because of the situation, developed some kind of syndrome or disorder.
A bit of ambush paranoia.
A bit like traumatic style, because the way he reacts to hearing simply unfamiliar footsteps behind him is crazy here.
Yeah.
He like
There's
goes
so many
into
people here,
full
surely.
panic mode and is like, oh my god, someone's behind me, and he's like hiding behind bookcases
And
and,
he's
stuff.
darting towards Auric, like, no.
It's like you're in a, and he's like, literally
You're in a library.
yeah, the text is like, he'd been ambushed so many times, like he would always trust his
Yeah.
gut, and it's like, you're in a
Yes,
public library.
But also the only libraries he's ever been in are the one inside Jode's house and the one they were stealing from.
That is true. Maybe he thinks libraries are a very dangerous place.
To be fair, he is being ambushed.
No, he
Like,
is.
Yeah. The paranoia is like
By
unreasonable.
people with black snake eyes.
These guys rule.
Yeah, they're
And
kind of growing
they're
on me.
smooth.
They're very smooth.
They're bowing, insultingly.
They're insolent.
This
I don't think you
is
can
like
be insolent towards someone who is like kind of objectively of a lower class status than you.
yeah.
I'm not sure that's how, like, as a word, I'm not sure that's how it works.
Yeah, the bitch off here is crazy.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, I like just the creepy twin trope is so good, and they are pulling it off like beautifully. But yeah, no, they come over and they invite him to join their little club.
They're being like so sarcastically polite, like we're
Yes,
so
we're
sorry for what we did to
so
you.
sorry.
They're standing with their hands joined together inside their robes, like freaky monk
Oh,
style.
okay, I thought you-
not
I-
holding hands,
yeah.
with each other. Like hands together in front of them, completely inside the robe.
Yeah.
I wish they were walking around shining twin style.
Holding hands.
I'm envisioning them speaking in unison. I know they're not.
That's the. I was just wondering that because it just says the twins said this. They might be.
What if they're like finishing each other's sentences?
They have like mind link.
They
They
do.
could
They
be.
do.
I'm gonna just read it as if they are, because it's way scarier.
At the same time.
You guys are total freaks.
Yeah.
But yeah, they
Yes, it specifies when one said that, and then later it says the twins said this.
yeah, I love these characters. I think they're so fun. Like the fact that they are two dudes, one dude. Wait a minute.
No,
wait, no.
No, this is the
Again.
opposite.
No, this is the one dude, two dudes. This is one dude, two dudes.
No, this is two dudes, one dude.
No, but they're
This is so confusing for
Alright.
anybody but us.
Yeah,
Let's not.
This is two dudes acting as one dude. It is not one dude who is two dudes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it is different from all of the media we consume.
Yeah, okay, you're right. Yeah, no, but they are, I just love it. They're such total fucking freaks. And then Saphira kind of butting in and being like, hey, don't do anything to piss these guys off. We don't want to piss these guys
they're
off.
like still strong magic guys.
Yeah, and
They deserve a little bit of respect.
immediately like, yeah, you know, you're so right. Fuck you guys
Fuck you
and
guys.
your dad. Like,
I'm not joining your magic
I'm not joining your
crew.
shitty club, and you're not tricking me into learning words. Like,
Well, they're teaching you words.
yeah, that's right.
You're
Yeah.
not tricking me into learning words. I know enough.
I know. He does. He fucking gets them later. But yeah, what does he?
And the
Do
twist.
you think I'm a half-wit? Yes.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
They're-
you are.
You're kind of right.
Like, but everybody's so polite to each other, and then Eragon's just like, okay, fuck you guys. I don't want to do this anymore.
Eragon
And-
just like shatters the barrier.
Yeah. He's so rude here for almost no reason. It's fantastic. And then they are very mean to him back. They like very, very thinly veil threaten to kill him here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The remember it only takes one misconceived spell to kill someone. Like, guys,
Yeah.
I'm not sure you really have the Varden's best interests at heart. I'm beginning to think that these guys might be the baddies.
Yeah.
And then what? They move. Oh, and Nasawada's up in his chambers.
A female.
A female. An air of command.
Yes, I'm so glad she's here. I love her so much.
She's not really doing a lot in these chapters.
She doesn't do a lot, but she's
being
swag.
quite
Yeah,
beautiful.
she is swag.
Yeah, she just hangs out and is beautiful.
She has a jewel dagger that is somehow worn with use.
Yeah, I'm not sure how he clocked that.
I'm not
Maybe
sure
the-
how she's
It's
managed
someone
to
else's
put
dagger.
wear on a jewel dagger.
Yeah.
Maybe she's got really corrosive sweat.
Some people have that.
What?
Yeah.
Bakugo? Is that his name?
Yeah. No, I can't remember who it was, but there was like I think it was like a guy from Rooster Teeth maybe, and he would literally have like where the points where his palms rested on his MacBook would slowly like.
Oh my god. That corrosive?
Yeah.
Holy
Whoa,
shit.
stop eating so much
It's
salsa.
like something's wrong.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, he must have stunk.
I don't know who it was. Like, but I've seen the image of the MacBook that's in my head.
Yeah, she gives him some.
I think
Mediumly
like
important
Nasawada's
information.
been talking to Saphira, like kind of asking very nicely over and over.
Hi, where's
Yeah.
Eragon?
Hi, where's Eragon? But asking like
Yeah.
in different ways. So like she, when Eragon gets there, she curtsies and asks politely, but I think she's just been like standing there trying to bug her.
Hey, where is
Hey,
he?
hey, where is he?
Hey, where is
Hey, fine, I'll be polite.
How's she gonna respond, bro? Draw
Yeah,
a picture
I
on
like
the ground.
I guess Solemn's there.
Yeah.
Solemn is not talking to her, bro.
He
No.
hasn't talked to basically anyone.
No.
I like how Eragon's like, you came all the way up here to like tell me that your dad hopes that I'm like comfortable and like that I don't bless more babies. And she's like, oh no, I took the pulleys. Like not, and he's just like, this is so weird. And it's like, Eragon, you've spent chapters thinking about how you need to learn politics.
Come on, she's coming to check on you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also the very like calm and collected, please never fucking bless anyone again.
Yeah.
Is
Do not
really
do
good.
that.
I think he gets warned against that 3 separate
Yeah.
times.
He also asks if she would like to climb the ladder and sit down in Saphira's cave, and she's just like, I have plans.
I'm going.
Yeah,
Thank
no.
you though.
You should probably check Murtagh.
Yeah, I like that she's already been to visit him. That's
Yeah,
kind of
because
interesting.
she visited him first. It's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, it's a good character introduction, I think. She's very like, my memory of her is being very graceful.
Yeah.
And like really savvy.
Yeah, she's like kind of in on all the secrets.
That's kind of
Yeah.
everything we learn about her in these chapters is really like all working together to corroborate that. Which
Yeah.
is cool.
Yeah, because she's a POV character later.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I think it's just the last book, is it?
I don't remember when POV switching happens or when.
Starts
Yeah.
in the second.
It
We
definitely
get-
starts in the
we
second,
I
get-
because
don't
we get
remember
Lauren.
when things start.
Yeah.
When
yeah.
the characters become POV. I don't remember any
When
of
characters
that.
become people.
Yeah.
I said POV.
No, that's what I'm saying.
But you know, I like her a lot, and I think it's a good setup, and I'm excited to see more of her. It's
Yeah.
gonna be fun. Solemn is such a bitch here for no reason.
Heh.
Love it, love it, love it. I love that he comes in
They're
and he's
friends.
sitting like in the hollow in Saphira's
Yeah.
neck. It's so
Yeah.
cute, and he's just like kneading on her like a cat.
He's like, I need to talk to Angela right now, immediately.
Not
No.
him.
She's not here. She won't be here.
What are you gonna do about it? Like, he just... If he was anyone else, he would suck so bad, but he's him, so he rules.
It is a beautiful little
But
cat.
he's a funny kitty cat.
I think he's a fucked up looking cat.
Yeah, I think he's like
He
a
is a
really
pretty fucked up
disgusting
cat.
lion beast or something.
I think he's ugly.
His hair's all
love
wrong.
It, love it, love it. Red eyes.
He can't be ugly, he's a kitty cat. It's just not possible.
They can be fucked up and ugly.
But only because we made them like that.
No.
Natural cats are cute. All of them.
Some of
Don't
them-
look up Fisher's cat.
Some of them's a werecat, so he's already kind of fucked
are
up.
the worst thing to
love
ever
them.
happen to an animal.
I love
Have you
them
seen
so much.
Sphinx cat tomcat cheeks?
No. Holy shit.
I'll look it up after we're recording. It's
Oh, no.
crazy.
Oh my god, I'm so excited for that. Alright, does anybody have any more notes for this
No,
chapter?
the chapter's over. Aria's test.
Aria's
Let's go.
test,
Aria's
let's
test.
go.
Oh, there's like a moment of show not tell about Dustwater being cool and swag, and then we ask Oryx, like, yeah, she's cool and swag.
Yeah.
It's good, it's good. Oh, surprise, surprise. Eragon gets out of bed.
Eragon is just like,
Hey, he brings his bow with him.
Finally.
Yeah.
Oh
Finally.
boy.
he's just like, who's her mother? Like,
Oh.
and everyone's like, who knows? What?
Why would you ask me that?
And he's just like in his head, like, wow, this woman must have been like crazy in some way. She must have been so special for a guy so cool and interesting and incredible as Aji had to have married her. Just like, first of all, he assumes that they were married.
Yes.
And second of all, people.
Well, they have to have been married. What do you mean?
Yeah, they had a baby. Come on.
But yeah, she's just like...
Eragon, don't think too hard about your own
He doesn't know. He doesn't know anything.
Doesn't know. But yeah,
he
that's
was
what has just like
like-
arrived.
Arrived alone, gave birth, and left. Well, part of that implies she was married.
Maybe he,
But yeah, Eragon has like really weird. I just don't know why his thoughts on women are so bizarre in these chapters.
I think they are just completely unexamined, like, straight from author brain
Yeah,
stuff.
it's straight from like, wow, this guy's so cool because they made him to be super, super cool. What kind of woman could he possibly be in love with? Wow.
So maybe a really cool woman. That doesn't exist.
Oh, she's not
She's
real.
not here.
She's
We don't
dead.
know
Not
anything
here.
about her. And then he's like, aha, we were both motherless.
Yeah, I
Like,
Yeah, that's
Eragon, that
funny.
is not a bonding thing.
No.
I think when I was reading these, like, the first time, I was kind of rooting for him and Nasuada. I thought it would have been really cute. But
He's so clueless.
he's such
so
a
clueless.
fucking moron. I don't know. I think she deserves someone with a bit more brains in their
I
head.
also just have no recollection of him ever being like attracted to basically anybody except Arya.
Except Arya.
And even then, I don't feel like he's straightforwardly attrarded to
No.
her.
He's like, what is...
It's kinda
something's
weird.
going
Like,
on.
wow,
I'm
this
kinda
woman's so
scared.
beautiful. I don't get it.
He's kind of Sean Kingstoning it a little bit. Okay, and they go to the battlefield.
They go to the battlefield.
Love Frederick.
Love Frederick.
Kind of a Dark Souls PC, for
Huge
real.
fucking
Got his
sword.
big sword on, got his weird
Yeah.
armor on.
He's got a buster sword.
It's
Hell yeah.
awesome. I don't think we ever see him again.
Oh, we might. I don't
Might.
know.
We'd better. I want to see
Oi.
his awesome sword. Oi.
Because you bruise everyone from head to toe with your monster sword. Tell me more, Auric.
Alright.
Everyone except you. Oh,
Whoa.
whoa.
Yeah, Ark and Frederick are kind of,
I like Frederick talking about how most battles Eragon's probably been in are like a few minutes, but in like the warfare thing they're training for, you're going to be out there for hours
Man.
or weeks.
Sorry to everybody who
Alright.
has to go to war.
Holy
That sounds
shit,
like it would
dude.
suck. This is my new hot take. I think war is bad.
War is bad. Oh man,
Not very fun, I think I would describe it as.
controversial. The twins just arrive.
Oh my
Auric
God.
takes his axe out when they
I'm
arrive.
Yeah,
still
I
gonna
noticed that
fucking
as well.
kill
He's
these
like,
guys.
he's fully drawing a weapon.
Yeah.
You're at work right now. Like, they're on your side. kind of.
It doesn't seem
I
like
told
it.
you to never again come to the 4th floor.
I don't care if your photocopy is broken. Yeah, I mean, like, they have a good enough reason for doing this test when they do it, but it's like, these
The
are
shit
the
they're
most
doing is though.
petty, jealous, unbelievable bitches on the planet.
Yeah.
Like, it's so funny.
For no reason.
Well, it's because they hate him because he knows
They
spells.
hate him because he knows
Yeah.
spells.
They hate him for his spellcaster swag. I love when Saphira's like, don't worry, there are 2 of us as well.
Yeah,
Aww.
you're not alone.
It's so sweet. They, like, severely underestimate the power of... I think they, like, don't know that
They
much
just
about
don't know.
dragons. Or,
Yeah.
like, they're not considering
Well,
her
yeah.
at all.
Unless they're way older than they seem, how would they know?
I don't know. Written texts. They're scholars. But,
If I don't know how many. Well, Bron was saying that like there aren't any.
that's just... I find that so strange.
I feel
Just
like
no
they were
one's either.
destroyed.
Yeah, they were
Oh,
destroyed.
yeah. I guess... But there's that big untouched dwarven library, but... If
Yeah,
somebody
but why
keeps
would
coming
the
in and stealing
dwarves
your
have
gold...
huge amounts of text about the intricacies of the writer's bond.
Yeah.
True.
Because none of them are writers.
It's very true.
They almost didn't bring Saphira along also. Then she
Yeah.
growls like, I will come.
She's so funny. Yeah, they're also just, like, not... I guess, like, maybe they don't know that she's a person, but they're not considering her just, like, in general.
They wouldn't think about her magic like being combined with Eragon's. They would think
No.
about being like separate.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
they just don't know about the writer's bond.
Yeah,
Um,
and I think that people don't even seem to realise on the population level that writers were stronger magic users than a regular strong magic
Yeah, I
user.
think so.
Yeah.
That seems
Because
I think
Archie was
Archie had said
really
that.
surprised by that.
to be... Yeah, actually, you're right. It's so strange that this, like, order ruled over everyone
Yeah, it's so
for
strange
so
how
long.
quickly the information was lost.
Yeah, and everybody... I mean,
Yeah.
like, Galbatorix probably did, like, an information purge. That's what you do when you become a fascist
Yeah.
dictator.
Yeah.
But, like...
Yeah, I mean,
It's just
he
strange.
basically, like, definitely anything in the Empire that was written, he destroyed, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I imagine...
He burned that monk alive.
Yeah. Monk.
Uncle.
That's why I heard you say he burned that monk alive. And I was like, what is a monk?
Monkle?
What are you talking
What is
about?
alive?
What the fuck?
Sorry, yeah, no, I'm just...
He burned that monk alive. Yes, he
Yes,
did.
he did.
Yeah, he
Sorry,
did.
I've
Quite recently.
decided to start speaking a language I made up. And if you don't get it,
Oh,
it's your fault.
you're in Conlang?
Yeah, I'm making one. Yeah, this test is hilarious.
The-
Fuck these guys for real.
They're fighting for like an hour. It's crazy.
Yeah. And he still has the strength to fight Arya after this. This is attempted murder, by the way.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
They, like, fully tried to kill him here.
Yeah.
I like the insinuation that they're trying to steal the magic from him also while killing him.
Guys, just, like, I'm sure there's other sources, right?
Yeah.
Well, I guess it seems that everyone fucking hates them.
They
so
could
the
just
elves
be a
won't
bit
tell them
nicer about
anything.
it. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's kind of
But
a
it's like,
skill issue.
that's
Just be
kind of, they
nice.
fucked it up by being so weird and evil. And if they had not done that, maybe people would, like, talk to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, try my dastardly trick of if you're nice to people, they generally give you what you want. Like,
If they spec them to, like, I don't know, ask nicely instead of
saying please.
Instead of mind spike.
mind spike.
Instead of, yeah, like, mental psionic obliteration.
Yeah. Mental violation.
Come on, guys. What if you speak into please? We're so
Please.
nice.
Yeah, what if they're
It's too
like...
late now, they're committed.
It is.
I wonder what it's like in their
I
magic
think
order.
they probably could have come up with, like,
Scary.
names for themselves
Scary.
as well.
Yeah.
That might have helped.
People trust you a little bit more if they know that you have a name. Even better if they know what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of gutted that Eragon chooses not to join their little,
I want to see it.
yeah, because
I
I
think
want
he should have said no a little more politely. Being
does
like,
say
Yeah,
very
he
we
fucked
want,
that up really. There are other people in that magic order.
Yeah, what
They
if they're
could have
normal?
taught them how to heal something better than a bruise. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think that a lot of people probably are more having an issue. They know heal because they're healing bruises. I think they just have a power issue.
Yeah, skill issue.
Yeah.
Just get stronger, lol.
Well, it's not a skill issue if your inherent power base is lower. They can't increase that.
Well, you can like kind of train it a little bit. You can just get really physically strong.
I don't know if the
You
magic
haven't seen
scaling
them
is
yet.
like.
That's true. What if they're huge? I love that, like, spellcasters have to have, like, a lot of stamina, because it just means you've got these big fucking dudes walking around, like, pew pew, blasting
With their
bitches with their
mind.
minds. It's so
Yeah.
good. I bet the twins are just shredded under those robes.
The robes are like really wide, hiding all that bulk.
Jojo's body. Oh, so good.
We got a wee list of cool magic tricks here. Manipulate water, cast fire, scry, juggle rock, harden leather, freezing item, control arrow, healing scratches.
Who'd they get with scratches? Did they scratch someone?
Maybe
Just someone from the
people
battlefield.
in the training
Yeah,
grounds
over
have been
here.
scratched.
Yeah.
Oh, now something's one thing left to do. It is simple enough. Any competent user of magic should find this easy. Summon the essence of silver. And, like, that's so transparently difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, obviously, that's a really hard thing to do. If I hadn't intervened, first of all, Eragon would be dead.
he would just die.
But, like, what?
What
I
was the
don't know.
game plan there?
What was
you
the
just
game
killed
plan?
the rider.
And his dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, like, from her perspective, she's a very smart woman. Do you not see them doing this and then immediately go to the leader and be like, hey, your spellcasters just tried to murder Eragon. Like, you know the like beacon of hope we just picked up? Your little freaks, your little bald freaks just tried to blow him up.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get... their plan was bad.
I'm not sure she would wait. If she turned up as they killed Eragon, I think she would
Just kill them?
like
Kill them.
explode them.
Yeah.
Yeah, true, actually. She has a very cool spell here.
Yeah.
There's just
After you get
after
past
the-
about how she's wearing plate
Oh
black
my
leathers and is
God.
cool, but they
about half a
she should have a
description of how hot she
cooler-
is.
It is fully half a page of how hot she is before you get to see her cast a spell.
Yeah.
I love her slanted eyebrows meeting like lightning bolts in a sharp V.
I think she's got fucked up
Oh,
eyebrows.
yeah, I think she's got
Yeah.
elf eyebrows when they're like
They're
right.
like really long and
Yeah.
pointy.
I wish they were the sorry
The shark ones?
the ones that like come off the face. They're, like really really long. I love those. They're so swag.
I'm just imagining like the French twirl mustache, but it's your eyebrows.
Like evilly twisting your eyebrows.
She summons the essence of silver and they sprint away.
They, what is
Holy
it?
shit.
At the sight of it, the twins spun on their heels and fled, robes flapping wildly. Like, they get so scared.
Yeah.
I mean, that is like the impossible magic task that they thought was, I don't know.
Nobody could do.
No one can do it. And Arya just does it.
Haha, I'm an elf. It's so...
Yeah.
She has pointed out
She's
to be
very
one
good
of
at
the most
magics.
powerful spellcasters that they know of.
She is really, really strong, yeah. This description is
She
like...
needs to duel me.
Oh,
Sorry.
sorry. This description is so long and, like,
I just don't really want to.
we get it, bro.
I-
She's taller than most men, which is
That is
swag.
right, yeah, elves are
Yeah.
tall, which is good.
Elves are tall.
That's about as much as I think I want to say from this. It's frankly a little bit much.
Oh, you don't want to talk about black leather clothing her shapely frame?
That's
You don't wanna
exactly
talk
Or
about her-
Raymond for one for Sophia.
that's exactly what I was trying to avoid.
What about her hair tumbling behind her shoulders in the lustrous cascade?
What about a perfectly balanced and relaxed stance?
Well, I think that's cool.
Yeah, it's like she doesn't move like a human, which is dope. Later, she just gallops away,
just fucking
and she's fast as
sprinting.
fuck.
Yeah.
It's really good. It's like, how did you get caught when you can run that fast? Yeah, and then she beats
Why were
the
you
shit
on
out of
horses
him.
when you can run that
Yeah,
fast?
maybe.
The entire field
Maybe not for a long
falls
time.
silent in awe of her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's kind of a bad bitch. What can I say? Yeah, and then they fight for 2.5 pages.
It's a fun fight.
And Eragon's like, she's not healed, I should go easy. Oh no!
Oh, guys, I'm really scared.
I gotta go hard as hell!
Yeah, she is like just woken up from a coma and she beats his ass into the dirt, no problem.
Yeah.
It's really great.
They actually only fight for like a page.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just like the page.
oh no, you're right. It just felt quite
their
long.
sinuous forms do weave together like
yeah, I
twisting
thought
ropes
this
and
was
windblown
kind of
smoke.
hornily described.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot.
At times they nearly touch taut
Yeah, there's
skin
talk
and
of
your
taut
hairs
skin.
break away.
It's meant to be like a dance, but it
Yeah.
feels like a bit much.
Like,
It's like, guys, there are people watching.
yeah.
yeah, that's everybody's watching.
Sophia bugles again.
I know.
Yay!
I wrote it down. I love it.
Everyone applauds, and Eragon's like, "But I lost."
He's so cut up about losing as well. It's like,
Yeah.
bro, she's 300 years old, and
It's like,
like
you knew you were gonna lose.
Yeah.
you're literally
This is
fighting an
never
Bro
elf.
gonna
told you a
happen.
3-year-old elf would beat you in a sword fight. You knew you would lose.
Yeah,
I
then-
guess there's knowing and there's knowing.
yeah, the sting is still there. Yeah,
Saphira's saying, you find her form pleasing, do you not?
she's
Her
so
face is so
funny.
had more character than that of most humans. She sniffed, but it's long, like a horse's, and overall she's rather shapeless.
No spikes nor spines.
Yeah, she's very jealous here, and it's fucking hilarious. I love it so much. She's like, Eragon points it out, obviously, and is like, you are jealous. And she's like, I would never ever be jealous, and you're stupid, and you're stupid, and you're gay, and I'd never be jealous.
I hate
And then
you.
And
later
you're
when
straight.
and then later when they land, she's like rustling him about really hard and like throwing him away. It's really funny. She's so dragon in these chapters.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
great. Like, I feel like we didn't have a super hard grasp on her personality like in the first half of the book because she didn't get a lot to do.
Yeah.
But here she's interacting with people who aren't Eragon.
Aunt Eragon.
Yeah.
And like is becoming kind of part of the conversation, and she's just so like prideful and jealous and like mean, and I love it so much.
Speaking of conversation, Arya opens up with talking directly to Saphira.
Yeah,
Yeah.
A little private conversation that Eragon doesn't get to know the meaning of.
I picked up on Shurtagal is
The
Dragon.
translation is in there.
oh it
Yeah.
is what
It's,
it's in the back.
Dragon, I honor you and mean you and your right of no harm. Let us be friends.
Oh,
Which is nice.
that's nice.
Yeah, and I think Saphira probably calms down a little bit after that.
Yeah.
Not mentioned, though.
No. Yeah, and then they talk about her horrible imprisonment for ages.
Horrible
Yeah.
imprisonment.
How hard it is and how bad it was and how weak and evil everything is.
And if she were not rescued, she would be probably killed in a week.
Yeah, he got there in the nick of time.
Yeah.
Thank God for his visions no one can explain.
Yeah, not even they can.
Yeah,
explain.
he talks to her about it and after a little bit of conversation, and she's like, "Oh, yeah, I don't know."
Yeah,
Never
that's
heard of
weird.
that.
Same response
Whoa.
Brom had, which was that you're weird. You're
Yeah.
really weird. Something's wrong with you.
Yeah. He's like, what's your tattoo mean?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry that I saw it, but like it couldn't be helped while I was healing your wounds and I saw your flesh and
Yeah, I guess. Why does she have an elf friend tattoo? She's friend of
She's
the elves.
friends with the other elves.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, it's a secret. No one's allowed to know about her
Yeah,
tat.
Well,
I think she got it, and she's like not allowed to show her mum, and she's like, "Oh my god, don't tell anybody I have that." It's really
I
embarrassing.
think it comes out later, but I forgot it.
It
Absolutely
must,
does.
yeah. I never knew that Queen Islanzadi thought so highly of Brom.
Ooh.
Do you
I
think?
wonder.
Ooh.
No
there's-
way, right?
No.
He's a
There's
flop.
no fucking way.
He can't
He's
have.
a flop at everything important.
You don't think women are important? Wow.
Well, he, as we know, he has had experiences with women that he didn't tell Eragon about.
Yeah.
So,
That's true. I don't think he could pull the Elf Queen. I'm sorry.
why do you think that he's doing it?
Do you think that the Elf Queen is going after Brom? Okay.
Well,
In
she
his
did give
youth,
him a
when
ring.
he was powerful,
You're right.
she
He might have
gave
been
him
a
the...
strapping young lad.
Hey!
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
She gave him elf friend ring, so I mean,
True.
what else may she have given him?
Yeah, it hasn't been used in centuries.
I'm interested to find out.
Hmm.
Man,
I do not actually think that Brom fucked that elf.
you were so hard in the cab.
but she may have fucked him.
Huh? Oh. Yes, I see now. I understand. Mad respect to Brom, I guess. This one time I do have to hand it to him.
Yeah, alright. Maybe he didn't fail in all aspects.
It wasn't important to his story, but
Oh, Brom prequel, let's get it. That would suck.
One of the
sorry,
other
I'm taking this back. I'm doing a little bit of family tree thinking. I'm taking it back.
Why?
Because Eragon has one canonical love interest in this series.
Yeah. No, yeah. No. Yeah.
Yeah, if you guys have not read any of the books, ignore this bit of the conversation,
Don't worry
for
about
it is
it.
kind of spoilers on, like, multiple in relationships right now, but
Well, you can. It's not like you can have sex with somebody.
it's weird though.
It's a bit weird.
It's a bit weird.
It's a bit weird. All right, yeah.
Um,
That's our celibacy clip. By the way. You can have sex with somebody. I don't know.
That's weird. You
Um,
shouldn't.
Bit weird. Yeah, and then she tells him about her horrible time. She says, "Don't tell anybody about my tattoo," and then he goes and talks to Murtagh.
she says stuff about names as well, about name
True
magic.
Oh, yeah.
names.
True
Names
names.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I guess
Never ever tell someone.
yeah,
Do not tell someone your name.
which becomes
Wait, that's why the twins don't have names, though, right?
oh
But
probably.
that doesn't mean they don't have true names.
Well, they're just like a bit weird about that.
yeah, I mean,
they heard something once and like, oh Christ,
Oh god, having a
We
name
gotta get rid of it.
is a weakness.
throw it out, burn it. I fucking love this little bit with Murtagh so much.
Yeah.
Murtagh, thumbs up.
I
I'm
think
okay.
something's really
Yes, it's
wrong
okay.
with him, to be honest.
Oh yeah, no, he's having a bad time and he won't admit it.
Yeah.
But
He's like, in a show when someone's so placid and you know that they've kind of been pushed past the point where they've freaked out extremely and now they're like, guys, everything's fine.
guys, it's okay.
It's
I was
going
reading this
Guys, it's
thinking,
okay.
Oh, wow.
did he get like poison, like
Yeah.
mind control poison, and like I just forgot about it?
Mm.
Because like he's acting
He's
really
acting like
weird.
something
Acting like-
severe has
yeah.
happened, and I think that his mental is boomed.
his mental has been boomed severely.
It's kind of a trauma response.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but if your trauma response is to be fucking chilling, it's
Not
like
too bad,
it's not
I
too
guess.
bad.
Becoming a fat scholar, as all things go, it's not that bad.
I wish that did happen to him. Poor dog. I just love that Eragon has been like kind of worried about him for the past couple of days. Like, oh god, he's in the
I'm
dungeons.
not
They've got
fucking
him.
worried enough to visit him.
No. Well,
Well, he thought he wasn't
he
allowed
had
to.
other things to do. Doesn't care that much.
No.
And he just opens the door and he's just like on his bed on his phone, like yo.
Reading a scroll.
It's good. I love it. I love
Murtagh's been sleeping in a proper bed for probably the first time in
it. Ages.
months, years.
Maybe years. He's
Maybe
been on the run
years.
for a while.
Yeah.
I think he's only been on the run since he became an... No, that's not true, because you can become an adult at 16, apparently. I'm going to say since he became an adult,
Cusp
thinking
of
that he's
manhood.
19 now.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
unfortunately, adult is 16, so that's not the case.
Yeah, I'm not sure how long he's been on the
I think it's
run.
been like a year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
probably about
under
a
a
year.
year, I think. Just from memory.
Yeah, he talks to him about his weird experience with the twins.
Aren't you angry? You're still a prisoner. Oh, I was at first. Yeah, you're extremely still angry. You are a prisoner.
He's not mad, don't worry about it.
I'm fine.
I would never even be mad about it, and they're feeding me huge meals.
Even if I could leave the room, I wouldn't want to. The room's so great.
I love it in the room. He, like, very deftly kind of concludes that Arya is, like, very, very important, which Eragon has just not thought about
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
I just...
Like,
I
fairly
love,
important and powerful.
I love when Eragon has
Yeah.
companions, because it is just smarter people telling him everything that
lore.
he should have
Yeah.
figured out already.
But it's also, even still, now this could be Eragon's fault for not relaying all of the information he's gathered. But even still, Murtagh is not talking about the fact that when Arya went missing, the Queen of the Elves cut all their supply lines in retribution.
Yeah,
Which is an
yeah.
even bigger sign that she's someone important.
Yeah.
I don't think Murtagh would have heard that, right?
No, Murtagh wouldn't have heard that.
No, Murtagh wouldn't, but Eragon was just telling him stuff.
Yeah, I don't think he...
He-
I don't think he thinks it's important enough to tell him.
Probably didn't tell him about, like, much of the conversation he had with Ajihad.
Yeah.
Eragon recounted the events of the past 2 days, including the encounter with the twins in the library.
I know.
Like, he just didn't think it was important enough, and then Murtagh's like, I think Arya's really important, and he still doesn't think it's important enough.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, okay, I guess she is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's just talking
And
about
then
how
he's
chill the
thinking-
room is.
And how,
No, then
how
he's talking
cute
about
Nasawada
how
is.
cute and nice Nasawada is.
He's just like, all other women are hogs compared to her. Like,
All women are hogs!
I've seen earls and counts who had wives that compared to her were more fitted for the life of a hog than of nobility.
She breathes. She's a hog.
No!
It may mean nothing. You're leaping to conclusions.
Okay,
What do you, like, literally what conclusions
What do
are
you
you
mean?
leaping to?
what did he mean by this?
I'm actually confused.
Yeah,
I actually have no idea what this is meant to be.
Murtagh is like,
What does
she
he
was
mean by
she
this?
was very, very pretty, and I liked having her around, and she was nice to talk to.
And
Eragon's
Eragon
like,
gets a foreboding
is
feeling.
like, bro, what did he mean by this?
What happened?
He couldn't mean.
He could. No, he
What?
literally said,
It
may mean nothing. You're leaping to conclusions, yet the foreboding would not leave him. What foreboding?
What the fuck is going on?
He has a little crush on her, bro.
Yeah.
I don't get why he's so suspicious about
it's
this.
really weird.
Trying to shake off the feeling he asked, blah 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 blah. Like, what's wrong?
What's wrong? I
Do you think
just don't
he's just, like,
understand.
I think he's just an everything phobe. I think he sees people talking to each other and he's like, I don't know about all that.
Are they scheming?
When he
No, I
learns
don't
about
actually
sex,
know.
he's going to explode.
Oh, I don't think he's going to ever learn.
No.
No.
No, I think
He's run out of father figures.
Who's going to teach him?
Who's gonna teach
Teach him
him?
about
he's gonna
birds
get
and
to
the
30
bees.
and like
Who's gonna give him
someone's gonna
writers-
just like offhand mention it. He's gonna be like,
No one's gonna give
The
him
what?
writer's sex ed. He's like, I am not yet weird. Of course
not.
Someone's
I'm
gonna
normal,
make
I'm
like
normal.
crack a joke about having a bastard out there, and he's like, I'm not yet weird. How could this happen?
I would never. What are you talking about? The marriage bed. I don't know. I think this is a very strange end to the chapter.
Yeah, no, I genuinely like. I was reading it and I'm like, I actually do not know what the
Yeah, I was so
implication is
confused.
supposed to be.
Like, I know Eragon's like, what did he mean by this? But I was sitting there like, well, what did he mean
What
by
did
this?
you
What did
mean
he
by
mean?
this?
Like, it's such a. I mean, it's not a normal thing to say that the wives of the earth you know are
Women are
hogs.
hogs.
Yeah, all
It's not
women
a
are
normal
hogs.
thing.
But like, you know,
But like,
it's
that's
not
just
a normal
being
reaction
really
to
into
it either.
someone.
Yeah, it's strange. I'm not really sure what the intention of that was at all. Maybe we'll see. I don't know.
Maybe we'll see. I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Strange stuff.
Then Murtagh says, I'll just stay here. Whatever.
I like it.
I
It's
like it
alright.
here. It's better than being out there.
Yeah, I think he's kind of just gone, well,
It's
they're
got the
feeding me.
malaise,
Yeah.
yeah.
And he gets scrolls.
And he would get bullied out in Nevada. People would probably attack him.
Yeah. Hey, emo boy. Boof, boof, boof. Not fair.
Emophobes.
Is that how you feel walking out on the street?
Yes. Gateway. I get harassed by gangs of preps. It's horrible.
No!
Just roaming the streets.
Not in our neighborhood.
But that's
they're
why
on
I never
school
leave our
holiday.
neighborhood. I'm not being bullied by teenagers.
Thought that was the implication.
No, I'm getting bullied by preps my age. Like I rightfully should. Alright, do we want to take it to the...
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the
I think
end.
that's what we
Yeah, we-
got.
Oh my
We've
god,
got
every
nothing
time
else.
anyone says take it to the end or stuff like that, I just hear fucking Justin Timberlake take it to the
Take
chorus.
it to the chorus. Take it to the bridge.
Right, Charlie, you've
Can't
got
stand it.
the last
Oh my
three
god,
chapters.
I have the honour of the last 3 chapters.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Alright, next week
Make sure to
we
be
are
prepared.
reading... I will. The shadows lengthen.
Oh, I mean, you know, like,
Oh yeah.
it's
Oh,
a big
yeah.
thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm going to type this one out. My
You're gonna have
summary.
just make sure that you're like emotionally prepared for finishing this.
It's going to be tough. It's going to be really
I
hard for me.
yeah, I don't know.
Well, I
don't
don't
really
know,
remember
guys.
where this book ends.
I
to
think
be honest.
everything is going fine.
No,
I
nothing is
think
gonna happen.
Nothing's going to happen. What are the chapter
Shadows
names?
lengthen. Good, normal. It's
That's just time passing.
That's time
Yeah,
passing.
yeah.
No, what is this? What is this? It's French. It's French.
The Tale.
Under
Bataille?
Furthendor,
Oh,
and the Morning Sage, but that's spelt a little funny.
yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know
an
why.
interesting-
Yeah. There's a U in there?
That's strange.
I don't think
Yeah,
that's-
you in morning is kind of unusual.
Yeah.
I mean, the sunrise is just rising.
It's just coming up. This is all just. This is. I see.
We're
This is
about to
all
have
just
a
about a
happy
day
ending,
passing in
you know?
Furthendor.
Yeah.
Easy,
As
easy.
in the night passing.
Yeah.
Everything's going to be completely
Nothing's
normal.
going to happen.
Nothing's going
Nothing
to
wrong
happen.
will go. Nothing.
Nothing wrong will go.
Surely nothing wrong
Yoda
will happen.
asks. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, what the fuck is that messed up frog?
Without our stupid silliness, the Shadows lengthen, Battle under Furthendor, and the Morning Sage next week, and then we're probably going to take a 2 or 3 week break
We'll take.
We won't put a number on it
We
yet.
won't put a number on it right now. We'll take a break
and be back
and be back with
Eldest
Eldest.
once I find a copy somewhere, because mine has been given to a charity shop. So I'm going to go to a charity shop and buy another one.
Well, I
The
got
cycle
I got 2
continues.
copies
This
of
is-
Brisinga, and that's not helpful. And
Well, I saw Brisinga and Inheritance in a charity
yeah, the
shop.
charity shop down the road. Yeah.
I'm sure I'll find it.
I went inside. I did not see Eldest. I did look for it.
Oh, and also the other op shop we saw had the old covers, but I think that was just like Eragon and Inheritance.
I'm not sure. Yeah,
There might have been Eldest in there.
You might.
But it wouldn't match the. Well, your covers.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter. You don't need
It's
to
the
worry about
American
matching
style one,
colours. You
yeah.
could get. Well, they had multiple of them, so you could probably get some of the later ones as well.
I will. I'll buy every copy I can find. Christopher Pauline, that money's going straight back to you.
Straight to the charity shops.
This has been E is for Dragon. You can find us on Reddit, Twitter, and Tumblr at E is for Dragon. You can email us at eisfordragon@gmail.com. Come talk to us on Reddit. We've been really enjoying your comments and stuff. Leave us a like, subscribe, review, that kind of thing.
Listen to us on Spotify, Apple Music, and everywhere else podcasts are,
Yes,
just like you are
just
right
like
now.
you are right
Yeah,
now.
download a different app right now.
Yeah,
Boost
get out
our
of
We need
numbers.
those metrics.
Yeah.
Leave a review. We'd love to read a review.
I'd
I'd love to read it.
Be so fun.
I think we have one rating, but it's from Michael.
That's very
I don't know if we have any more. It doesn't. I haven't had notifications about them. I haven't checked them individually.
Yeah. Well, this has been E is for Dragon, and we will talk to you next week.
Wee.